And we are live. Tomorrow is hashtag Friday Pie Day. Welcome to the Wolfer Power Hour. I'm your host, Drew Wolfer, DW baby, taking gains, giving people literal technical analysis on anything that they ask for on the stream, giving you the key levels, giving you the trades, giving you the entire setup, everything that you need to know from a macro and micro perspective on Bitcoin, literally every day. We took $1,200 in gains yesterday. It's locked in. We closed out our long position. So what we're going to do is show you exactly how we made that $1,200. First and foremost, we're going to go over some of our other trades as well. We are in a trade right now. If you were watching the stream yesterday, you know exactly what that trade is. Drop something in the comments section for me. Make sure you smash the like button. Whoever's on this stream, make sure you smash the like button. It really helps get this out to the people that need to see this type of analysis, right? Secondarily, if you're here from Twitter, man, make sure you click that link on the video and come over to YouTube. I promise you it's much more fun over here. You know, like literally, you can comment, you can do a lot more on YouTube. If you're on Twitter trying to comment, I'm not going to be able to see it. So if you want me to do some analysis on some, asset, we'll say that, doesn't matter what it is. You can ask me to do it on the S&P, gold, poo dick butt coin for all I care. I don't care. Just tell me what it is that you want me to do on the analysis side, and I'm taking requests, so drop it in the comments section. I appreciate you all. Now, first and foremost, the first thing that we want to get into and show everybody, and we'll pay attention to the comments section to a certain extent here in just a second, but we do want to get in here and show everybody exactly what has been happening, okay? So I also have a stupid mistake that I made today that lost me a little bit of my gains from yesterday that I'm going to do a public service announcement on. Let's go ahead and do the public service announcement, because I literally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I had $1,200. Okay, $1,200 locked in. This right here, this $200, throw it out of here, man. Doesn't matter. I lost it accidentally because I'm an idiot. And so I'll never make that mistake again. So here's my public service announcement. When you are whipping that schlong out, you're schlonging, shorting and longing at the same time, and you're trading in a range-bound market inside of, like the value areas, or whether it is the VRVP, right? If you're trading at the value area high, targeting the point of control, and then you're longing at the point of control to take it back up to the value area high, make sure that whenever you have conviction on a trend, that you cancel the orders from the other side, right? I missed one of my orders, and I actually took a long position accidentally overnight. I was asleep whenever it hit, I believe. And then, no, it randomly hit, actually. And it opened up a long position at 98.5 for me. And I didn't realize it until we had, obviously went and started trending downwards. Obviously, that trade would have now been profitable, but I closed it out really quick. Because I was already in like $200 of a loss on it. And I was like, I'm directionally, I'm seeing Bitcoin going down, right? And so I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in this long position. So that's my bad. I was talking about how I was going to be trading, and we'll put a baby Drew on the screen really quick so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We'll go over what my plan was yesterday. So what my plan was yesterday is I was going to close out my long up here at I closed it out at like 99.9, right? But what I was trying to do was pick up another long here, and this was over here, right? So I closed out up here, right? And then I was trying to pick up another long right here, and we came within like literally like $50 of me picking up that long, and then we rocketed back up, right? And then my short position filled, and then my second short position filled, and so I was like, okay, I should have canceled this order, because I was like, all right, we don't want to be longing here now, right? Well, I didn't cancel the order, and I actually lost $200 on it. Unfortunately, we did get our short position fills. We got about 0.3 of a Bitcoin position, which is about $3,000. So we're about 1/3 to half of the way to where we want to be. We've still got 2 open short positions on Bitcoin. If you see, I believe we have right here at 101.045 and then 102.045. And then we stop out at 103 because of a, what we know to be a market structure break. Now, I'll show you exactly what my idiotic self lost. Okay. And this is unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. Nobody cares, right? You take a $2,600 win, you take a $75 win, you take a $234 loss, then you take another $1,200 win, and then you accidentally lose another $222 because you forget to cancel a friggin' order, man. It sucks, but you know, it is what it is. So this $1,200 gain, we'll call it $1,000, okay? Even though it was a $1,200 gain, it was a great gain, but we'll call it $1,200. That's just my public to service announcement for the day. If you were there yesterday, you saw me take and put in these trades live on Sui. It's up right now. If it hits our target, we're going to make like $50 on it. It's nothing crazy. We're going to earn a little bit of scratch. The Bitcoin position is what we're really paying attention to right now. So we're going to get into the analysis of Bitcoin, and we're just going to talk about it, man, because I think a lot of people are going to want to know, like, hey, where's Bitcoin going from here? So yesterday, what were we talking about on Bitcoin, right? We're talking about this massive downward sloping trend channel, okay, that dates back to the all-time high. So the all-time high down to this peak right here, down to this peak right here. We now have 3 touch points. This is a valid trend line, okay? Even here, we have 3 touch points. It's a valid trend line. It busted down below it, right? So here's my point. And we also have a valid value area low, valid value area high, and a valid point of control. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 touch points on the value area low. 1, 2, we'll just call this 1 because it's so quick, you know. 2, 3, 4, and almost 5 hits on the value area high. Now, if you know anything about the hits, right? A lot of times on these downward sloping trend lines, whenever they hit a resistance for the 5th time, a lot of times they break down, right? And so we are downward sloping right now. Now, what do we know about downward sloping trend lines? They like to break up, right? But what's the break up in terms of where do we go from here, right? Obviously, we have the value area high, which is 101,400. This is why I entered short positions at about $99,500. Okay, that's my average right now. So somewhere right around here. Okay, so we're seeing kind of a rounded top. There's no bull flag here to write home about. This was definitely a bull flag that might have played out right here. Boom, we've kind of reached the full extension of that. We came within about $200 of my second fill. Super salty I didn't get that, but hey, we put the levels where the levels are, and if the trade hits, the trade hits. So here's my point. If we are, my take profit. All right, let's talk stop loss and take profit. My stop loss is at 103,058. My take profit is 87,901. Why? How, Sway? You ain't been doing the education. You can't tell me that. You don't know. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. I actually do have the answer. I'm going to show you the answers right now. So these are our make or break. Sorry. Where's it at, man? I can't find it. We're still inside of this falling wedge pattern, right? We've hit the top of it. We've hit the top of the trend line. We actually kissed the value area high. Okay, that's 3 reasons to be in a short immediately right there, right? So that's my bias on that. Then I'll show you the fibs here in just a second. But what I also want to show you is these supports and resistances, right? At the 102,790 place or price point, that is where if we go up here and we pierce that, that's where I know we've now broken market structure. We have broken out of this downward trending channel. We have reclaimed the value area high, and we have now set a higher high than this high, this previous lower high right here, right? So now we're starting to break market structure. What I would say is if we do this, we're probably going to come back down here near the point of control or to this key level right here at about 96 grand and set a lower or a higher low and then start trending upwards, right? So that's why my stop loss is here, right? Now, why is my take profit all the way down here at $87,000, essentially $88,000? Well, if you zoom in a little bit and you see where this downward sloping trend channel, if you indeed do reject off of this right here and you start to trend down, I don't think the point of control is going to be that big of a support. Why? Because we've already went through it with volume. Now, did it get bought up? Yes, it did 100% get bought up. But we also see this candle right here, which is a topping tail candle. And I'm going to, whoops. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I'm going to show you what a topping tail is, right? Because it's right here. This is a topping tail. Now, it does have massive volume. It's not the biggest candle, but that is a topping tail. And whenever you see a topping tail come in at a key area of resistance and during an uptrend, that could be signaling the downtrend is coming, right? That the fall, the eventual fall is coming. So my point, this is where we go from here. If this is indeed a lower high, right? And this trend channel and this value area high and this previous high resistance point is respected, this is where we would go from here to continue trending down, right? Somewhere in this area. And guess where that's at, right? Depending on where you actually hit that, you're looking at about $86,400 all the way down to about $86,200. Now, where's that previous low? At about $89,000. And we have a key key support levels right here. Okay. Our key support level is going to be right here at about $86,700. So I'm front running that level. Do I want to take it all the way down here? No, I don't. Why? Because the last time that we tried to take this all the way down, we didn't get there, right? So we came up here, we tagged the top end, we came down here, and we came within spitting distance of the bottom end of this channel, but we didn't hit it, okay? So here's my point. I'm going to go ahead and show you, like, here's the measurement on that, right? We came within, say, 2% of that level. So let's say 2% of that level is about 2.14, $87,800. Where's my take profit? $87,900. So use previous kind of historical data to understand where your price targets could be on the next one, right? And then what happens from there? Well, if we then indeed catch here, I would be looking for longs here, right? I would be looking for longs on that bounce. I don't necessarily think I have them in right now because I don't necessarily think I need to have them in, but I do have a long in at about 94.3. Just in case we came down here. This is the 94.3 level, right here. Okay. This is where we kind of broke down that resistance and then where we struggled to continue once we bounced, right? So that's a pretty key integral level. And I'll take this level by level, man. I do not care which way Bitcoin goes. I'm going to take it level by level. I am unbiased in this. If it says long, we long. If it says short, we short. So my point is that if we start falling super hard down to this level, I'm going to cancel this order and I'm going to continue writing this down. And then I'm going to start entering longs once we get under this resistance point or this support point, which is at about $92,000. And guess where that's at? The value area low. So if we get under this, this means that we are undervalued on the Bitcoin asset. And look what's happened every time we got under it. Boom, we bounced up. Boom, we bounced up. Boom, we bounced up, right? Boom, we bounced up. So that's kind of my point on this is I'm shorting up here with a very low. I mean, my risk to reward on this is actually pretty friggin' good. If you think about it, my average entry, if I got all of my entries, is going to be about, I'd say about $101,000. So call it right at the value area high. Okay. My target is all the way down here, right? My risk is right here. Okay. At 103. My risk is a 1.5% move up to take a 15% or no. Give me 1 second. Let me move this a little bit. To take a 15% move down. So you're talking a 10x risk to reward. Okay, what's the worst case scenario? Well, you just come right back down here to the point of control. You still have a 2x risk to reward. Best case scenario, or kind of like in the middle, if you hit that 95.3 level, you're looking at a 4x risk to reward, which is right where the 200 moving average is, right? And then if you take it all the way down to the value area low, you've got a 9x or my bad. It's a 6x risk to reward on this. And here's my point. I don't care if my thesis is wrong here. Okay. We've taken gains, baby. We keep taking gains. All right. You look at the position histories, right? We keep taking gains. All right. We've got 1900, 250, 500, 450, 2600, 1200, and our losses are like a couple $100. So even if my loss on this trade right here is $1,000, I don't care, because all it does is wash this trade. And then guess what I do? I flip and I say, okay, my thesis is wrong now, right? This has proven me wrong. If we get to 103, we've now set a higher high than the previous high. So what do? Well, we've flipped. Not only have we flipped this, but we've also flipped the value area high as well. So what do? I look for my first long entries right here. I probably put another long entry at the point of control, and then I look to target, guess where? All-time highs, baby. Right here. So, I mean, that's like essentially like, it does not matter to me which way it goes, because I can very easily, because of risk management, I can flip that position, say, this is my average price right here, right? And I can target that previous all-time high, which is way up here, okay? Say it's right there. And we're looking at a stop loss below the 100 moving average, or like kind of down here in this channel, okay? And we've got a what? 2x risk to reward ratio on this. I'm good with that, okay? To target new all-time highs? Absolutely. Because honestly, I don't think we go to the all-time high. If we break this right here, and then we bounce off of this downward sloping trend channel, boom, dude, we're going to new all-time highs, okay? So you're going to be targeting more like $110,000, maybe even up to $120K, which is where we see our big, massive cup and handle from the daily chart, okay? So that's kind of my point. We still have this. This is in play, man, especially if we can't break this level, which is why I'm targeting downside here. Like this is this is all the way back since, dude, like the beginning, the middle of November. Okay. So this larger head and shoulders pattern is still in play, in my opinion, for moves to the downside. Right. And so if we look at these higher highs, right, we have to get above this high right here at 102,790 to even think about going up right here. So that's where my stop loss. Okay. And even furthermore, if you look at the all-time high to all-time high, the previous all-time high, which was way over here, right? The previous all-time high was right here at about 74,000. If you measure that all the way up here and you get an FRVP from that, guess what we did? We rejected right off of it, and we came right back down and smacked the point of control on that bad boy. If we come back up here and reject, dude, I mean, that's showing this is bearish consolidation, in my opinion, because when you're consolidating on a downward sloping trend channel, this is not bullish consolidation, right? It would be bullish consolidation if we had brought this up as like a massive, and then it started to form a bull flag that's riding the bottom of this, right? But there's no bull flag here. Why? Because this is like a megaphone. Like it's boom. Like, look at that thing. I mean, that's not a bull flag, man. So I trade on rules. I trade on certain criteria. And I trade on fundamental or technicals, man. And nothing technically here is telling me go long, right? Until we break 103 or 102.9, no, 102.8 essentially. So, I mean, could you take a little short long here to try to target the 103 level? Yeah, but what's your downside here, right? I trade in terms of what's my potential downside if I take this trade, right? So say I enter a long right here, right? And at most I'm targeting that previous swing high, right? Which is about 102.8. We'll call it 102.8. That's good enough. Call it 102.876. I don't care. I mean, your downside here is, first off, the point of control, which only gives you a 1.5 risk to reward. Don't like that. But then what's your further downside from there? The 100 moving average, which gives you a 1x risk to reward, which is even worse. And then you've got the 200 all the way down here. It's a 0.8 risk to reward. But look at this downside right here. Even to the middle of the channel, you're getting at a 0.5 to 1 risk to reward. And then you're looking at a 0.3 risk to reward if it goes back down to the value area low, which it loves to do. As you can see, boom, it goes outside of the value area high here. And then boom, it goes right down here, trends all the way down, boom, follows the channel, comes back up to the value area high. Then what happened, bro? What happened? Value area low, right? I mean, it just is what it is. That's what I'm talking about. And so let's pull up the real value area low. Boom, we hit up here, value area low. Boom, we hit the point of control, value area low. Point of control, value area low. Point of control, then value area high, value area low. Like, didn't even get up to the point of control here, value area low again. Back up to the value area high and trying to capitulate and get some bullish movement to the, value area high again at the point of control. Boom, value area low, man. So, I mean, we base our trades based off of statistical probabilities. And the probability that it's going down, in my opinion, is higher than the probability that it's going up right now. Okay, now, here's the good news. If we do go down, right, you've got one hit on this channel, you've got 2 hits on this channel, you've got 3 hits on this channel, 4 hits. We won't even call this a hit over here because I think that's an outlier. You've got maybe 1 hit right here, 2, 3, 4. You've got a kiss right here. If we hit this channel again, we could be bouncing out of it, right? Because then you've got your 1, 2, 3, and this would be the 4th hit on that channel, right? And you could be bouncing out of it, heading back up towards all-time highs, right? Now, my point is that if you go down here and you bounce and then you take out this previous swing high right here, if this is indeed the lower high that we're seeing, then you could see it start to trend upwards, okay? And that's where you would start taking it level by level to understand, okay, where is this bad boy going to go? Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's really what I'm seeing. Now, do we still have a bull flag on the 1-week chart? I'll show you. We do, okay? Let's zoom in, show you exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this bull flag on the 1-week chart, right? Bull flag, boom. Now, you kind of have to bring this bull flag a little bit higher, obviously, and then you can bring it a little bit higher here as well. So, I mean, this is your bull flag, and guess where the bottom of that bull flag's taking it, right? Right to the value area low, okay? Guess where the high is taking us? Just shy of that value area high, okay? So, it's like the bull flag is downward trending. Could it break out on the weekly chart? Yeah, it could, but that's going to take a super, super long time to essentially play out, in my opinion. So whenever you're looking at the 1-hour chart, you're seeing a totally different structure, right? Seeing a totally different structure because even though you're seeing a bullish formation on the 1-week chart, you're also seeing a very bearish formation, in my opinion, due to these lower highs and lower lows on the 1-hour chart. So until we break those, it's down, right? That's our bias. We're biased as at down. So I mean, I literally just explained it like in the most thorough and I mean, I feel like that was ridiculously thorough. I mean, if you look at the chart, like let's just take this off. Why would you short here, right? It's pretty simple. Boom, boom, boom. Trend channel. That's it, man. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. I mean, dude, the charts tell you what to do, man. I'm not sitting here telling people, hey, literally just, yeah, I mean, you just gotta let the charts tell you what to do, man. It's not like I'm not biased. I don't like, if anything, I'm biased more to the top side because of Wolfer Finance. So, I mean, honestly, let's be real. I don't think this is a short-term trend, my friend. I think this is a long-term trend. This is a macro trend for sure. This has been happening since the beginning of December, right? This channel has been being respected since the beginning of December. That's almost 2 months. Once we get to the end of this month, that's not micro, that's macro for sure. So the macro trend right now, we'll say midterm. We'll say midterm because it's not micro. It's not like super macro, right? Because if we go macro, we go like, okay, let's go to the 1-day chart, right? If we go macro, yeah, absolutely. Like we are trending up. Oops, sorry about that. If we go macro, yeah, we're still technically trending up. But I mean, if you look at it, right, there's nothing up here that's saying we're still trending up. Like it's still higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, right? Like even from a macro perspective on the daily chart, we're seeing, and then lower high, potentially a lower low. So, I mean, there's nothing except for that 1 week bull flag that I'm seeing that's saying like macro, we're upward trajectory until these levels break. This level right here at 102.7, 102.8. If anything, I am more biased, in my opinion, definitely towards a bull market, right? Because that's where Wolfer Finance does well and our portfolio does well. But my point is that we're not trading in Wolfer Finance. I'm trading in like personally, like every day. So yeah, I mean, dude, so this is actually kind of a good point by M. Grifasi. He might be another Italian brother from another mother. But he says that, you know, after the 20th, Bitcoin could probably see a drop. So it's actually a really good point that I don't think I've covered yet. If you go back and you look at the previous two inaugurations, what happened is you saw kind of like a little pump for about the week or two before, right? To where right up to the inauguration day, and then for about the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks in 2020 and in 2016, well, it would have technically been 2021 and 2017. In those weeks, those succeeding weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, you saw Bitcoin going down, and you also saw the S&P going down. So if we see the same thing happening here, I mean, we've got inauguration day in 4 days. Let me plug in my laptop really quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, done. So if we see the same thing happening, right, which is kind of what we saw, this is our week, right? Monday the 13th up to here. I mean, you could see, you know, a couple of down weeks here, right? And then a catch point to take us, because then what? Okay, so this is what's important. And this is why I kind of think this is what's going to happen. We come down here, we hit somewhere in the 87 to 85K range in about 2 weeks or so, right? And we might even trend down here to about the 82K range, all the way up until about the beginning of February, which takes us to about 82 here. And then this is kind of what I see happening. Boom. And that's where we catch our legs. That is what has actually happened in the previous 2 inaugurations, right at the end of January and the beginning of February, right? So give it about 2 weeks after Inauguration Day. So Inauguration Day is here, right? This is the 20th. You trend down, you trend down, you trend down, right? This is the 31st. So that's about 11 days. This is about the 4th of February. Boom, right? And where does that take you? Right here in about the 82K range, which is where I have, again, my key support from where we went parabolic. Okay. So, I mean, that's kind of what I think is potentially going to happen, in my opinion. And you can save this and fact check me on it, you know, once you want to do it. But I mean, this is what I see for Bitcoin right now. That's it. I mean, that's what I see for Bitcoin right now. Now, what changes that once we break above the 102.7? That's it. That's it. That's the only thing. That's what changes it for me, right? Because could you see kind of like a little cup and handy forming here? Yeah. But guess what's going to happen on the cup and handy? The cup and handy is going to trend down, right? Which means we could have a catch point here, $95,000. Boom, rock it up, measure the move, boom, drag it over here, bam, done, right? You get the breakout, it's going to take you close to the all-time high, 105.5, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be biased, right? I'm not going to sit here and be biased. I don't smoke hopium, okay? I don't subscribe to all of the Bitcoin, you know, only up and to the right moon boy nonsense that a lot of people do. And if you watch most traders, none of them subscribe to that, right? Obviously, they want to see it going up long-term over time. But in terms of trading, you take advantage of both ways, both swings in the market. The market can only go one of two ways, right? Up or down. You can make money both ways by either longing or shorting, right? And that's exactly why right now we are in this short position, okay? That's exactly why we are in this short position, and it's down, what, $50? Okay, cool. And then why we're also shorting SUI. Let's show you why we shorted SUI, because we actually did that analysis live yesterday on the Coinbase chart, right? And I said, here's what we're seeing, okay? And I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart just so that everybody can kind of follow the analysis a little bit better, right? So here's where we're at, right? I said, okay, we've got 2 downward sloping trend channels, right? We've got essentially a falling wedge right here, right? Take this one off, hide it, and you can see what I'm talking about. We have basically a falling wedge pattern, okay? And that wedge has been broken out of. The top of that wedge has been broken out of, right? Now, where would your target be on that? Right here. Right here at about $5.25. But my point is that if we get above this right here, which is a long-term kind of like resistance point, right? You can see it. It's right here. We got caught up above right here before we pumped up above it. And then again, we got caught up right here after we fell below it. We back tested it. Boom, fell down. Tested it again here. Boom, fell down. Tested it again here. Boom, fell below it. Came back above it. Got caught up here. Tested it again. Went above it. And then now we have fallen below it. Boom, 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 boom. We came up, tried to test it again, got rejected, right? So my point is that the thesis is solid all the way down to here, so long as we don't go above this price. As soon as we go above this price, guess what? Drew stops out, right? That's all it comes down to. Very simple. Let's see, where's my stop loss? I probably need to set my stop loss. Okay. I mean, it's telling me about stop losses like I haven't used 17 million stop losses on this platform before. Okay, so our stop loss needs to be $4.96, somewhere around that range. So call it $4.96. Oh, I think this is already set, actually. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so let's see where our stop loss is. Yep, exactly. $4.96. $4.45 for the take profit. Bing, bang, boom. That's why we have those targets on SUI as well. So let's see what's happening. Oh, here's another thing that I see happening in the market right now. If you watch gold at all, then this is a pretty juicy setup for gold. In my opinion, it's potentially, it could play out very well. In my opinion, I'm not saying that you have to do this by any means, but if you watch gold, you could be looking at it, right? So I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We have a potential short here to ride it all the way back down to here, right? Now, why would we do that? Because we're in an upward trending channel that it's literally tagging it right now, right? It's trying to break out of it, okay? Now, are we going to get rejected here? Well, if you let the FRVP tell the story, we might get rejected here, right? What's the other thing that we need to pay attention to? This line in the sand is going to tell us whether we're about to pump to the all-time high, which is about $2,800, and I'll show you where that's at. Boom, right here. Or if we're about to dump back down here to the value area low, or at the very least, the point of control, right? I mean, this is a 12x risk to reward ratio. You write it down to here. This is 7x risk to reward ratio. I mean, dude, even if you write it back down here to where this trend channel is, I mean, you're looking at a 3x risk to reward ratio. And what you're also seeing is this falling wedge, right? This falling wedge, that's where these converge, right? And if you look at the all-time high Fibonacci level, guess what? This is where the 0.618 fib is. So, I mean, worst case scenario, you write it here, you get 3x risk to reward ratio. You're looking at a, I don't know, 1.07% move. And this is where your thesis becomes nullified right here once you go above this level. Like, you're risking so little for so much here that you don't really have as much to worry about, at least in my opinion. Now, if we do go above this level, right, this line in the sand, what happens? Well, you pull that back up, that falling wedge, right? And then you pull that all-time high Fibonacci retracement back up. And then this is where you would start looking for longs on gold, right? This is exactly where you would start looking for longs on gold. Bam. And then you would ride it up to where we would see a potential new all-time high, in my opinion, right? Because this is the measured move of that wedge pattern, right? And where did I get that measured move? Right there. Pretty simple. So that's the measured move on gold. Takes us up to a new all-time high of about $2,800, okay? Which is awesome, okay? So it's just something I'm looking at right now. I'm not saying that you need to be taking that trade or anything like that. I am in a short trade on that right now. And that's where I know, like, okay, if we get above this level right here, right? $2,725. I think my stop loss is at $2,728, right? If we get above that level, okay, this is where the market structure is broken. This previous higher high is broken, right? And you've got a higher high than this high, right? And you've got a higher low than this high. And then you have a second higher high that's just printed. And then you're probably looking at a retracement back down here, somewhere in this realm to about the 0.5 fib. And where this trend channel is now, boom, to target a $2,800 all-time high. right? So that's where you would start positioning yourself. You're like, okay, so long as we stay above this trend channel, we're bullish, right? And we're targeting new all-time highs on gold. Bitcoin is pumping right now. It is going to $100,000. Let's see if we get a fill on our $101,000 level, which is literally right here above this previous swing high. Let's see what the indicators are telling us, right? Okay, so we do have a green dot on market cipher B that printed where this topping tail was, or potential topping tail. We won't call it exactly a topping tail. RSI is at about 60. It did cross the signal line. It's moving back up towards overbought territory. What happened last time it got up there? Boom. Wednesday the 15th. That was yesterday. Boom. We saw that big drop, right? So if we get back up here and we set, in my opinion, this is what I'm talking about. If we continue to trend downwards, right? Say we're trending downwards like this, and then your RSI comes up, say somewhere like right here, and then bounces down, right? Then you're going to be seeing a bearish divergence. Why? Because you're seeing higher highs and lower highs, right? Higher highs on price. Say we get here to the 102 range or whatever, even, 102.8, right? And then we get rejected. You're going to be seeing a bearish divergence on the 1 hour chart. And that's going to be favoring even more downside, in my opinion. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. What you could see happen is a bearish divergence that could potentially be forming on the 1 hour chart. Now, we do have money flow in the green on market cipher. We did have a VWAP crossover, which is good news. But that money flow is slightly moving to the downside right now. Let's see if it pumps up and gets above this, right? But our momentum is down here, and that is not necessarily the best thing that you want to see. But you are setting higher highs whenever the momentum is setting higher highs here. So it is trending in the general or higher lows while momentum is setting higher lows. So it is trending in that general direction. There's nothing here that really tells me like my thesis is incorrect, especially now that we've got the stochastics getting up here within spitting distance. Right, of that 80 level, which is overbought. Okay, now it can go all the way up here to the 100 level, absolutely, right? So let's check out the smaller time frames. I want to see what's going on the smaller time frame. Let's look at the 30-minute. Yeah, so I mean, you've got a bullish pattern on the moving averages, but you also have RSI that's trending upward, getting within, again, Hawk-Tua distance of this 70 line, right? Getting within Hawk-Tua distance, right? We're 10 ticks away, right? We're at 60, it's at 70. Then you've got your stochastics, which are already in overbought territory, right? Let's see, what is market cipher? Yeah, money flow still in the green. Money flow still in the green, but here's something that I'm not super bullish on money flow. Okay, you're seeing momentum trending downwards, right? It's getting higher to the downside, and in that same time frame, guess what's happening, right? You're seeing higher highs. Okay, price is moving up for the most part. Where's that momentum at? Price is moving up. Okay, so that's called a hidden bearish divergence. That's not necessarily the best thing that you want to see on market cipher B. Okay, so we'll see what happens there. I don't see much in terms of nullifying my thesis right now on we also need to hold this line right here, right? If we get rejected from this line, I mean, it's not good news for Bitcoin. 109, right? Because that's kind of, or $100,900. That's not good news for Bitcoin, in my opinion. So, we'll see. And then secondarily, the other thing is we're going to go down to the 15-minute chart and see what's happening down there with the moving averages and things of that sort, because we love dynamic moving averages. Okay, so the moving averages are pretty tight on this. 50 just crossed below the 100. It's heading down. We did regain the moving averages, which is good news. Money flow is in the red pretty substantially. RSI is massive. It's about to hit overbought right now. And then we also see stochastics being massively overbought right now. So that's not great for the short term. But, these things can stay up here for quite a while. I mean, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, let me see. So as you can see, I mean, RSI can stay up here for quite a while. Like it'll stay up here for a while, but this is a bearish divergence. I mean, right here, like this is textbook bearish divergence, right? Look at this. Look at these highs, right? Measure it. Okay, so you got higher highs, and and then you've got lower highs on the RSI through that period. So again, why was Drew shorting here? Because bearish divergence, baby. I mean, look at these things. You know, like this is textbook stuff. Okay, let's see if there's a bullish divergence, right? Nope, there's not. So I mean, if you measure this low, this kind of swing low to this swing low, and you take it in the same time frame, it's really close. I mean, is it barely trending? It's really close. Now, if this would have been higher and this would have been like this, yep, bullish divergence, baby. That's what we would want to see. So no, there's no bullish divergence as it sits right now, unfortunately. Nothing that we can do about that. I'm not going to just invent a bullish divergence out of nowhere so that I can smoke some hopium. Let's get down to the 5-minute chart, see what's happening down there. Get into the weeds a little bit. Yeah, RSI, boom, right? You're seeing, yeah, I mean, RSI's overbought. Stochastics overbought. You've got MACD, or not MACD, sorry. Market Cipher B is, it is printing higher momentum waves, which is good. It does look like money flow is printing higher highs, and you did get a little green dot right here with a VWAP crossover into the top side. But again, this is on a 5-minute chart, and technically, I mean, we're printing those in a uptrend, so there's no like hidden bearish divergence on that. So that's good news on the 5-minute chart. But again, look, another topping tail on the 5-minute chart, just right there, boom, right? That's a topping tail. It's textbook. Look at it. I mean, that's a topping tail, is what it is. Again, I'm not going to invent things just to like try to push a narrative of like Bitcoin's going up and to the right all the time, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to invent narratives. Okay, so we do see it massively oversold on the stochastic, but RSI is still pretty far up here, and it just left oversold or overbought territory. But it did get a crossover to the downside. So that's kind of what happened right here on this big red candle on the 1-minute chart. Let's look at what Market Cipher B is telling us. VWAP crossover to the downside. Money flow is, technically trending downwards. It crossed into the red down here. You do have momentum here that was trending upwards. Let's see if there was like a hidden divergence there. Not really. No, there's nothing there to write home about. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, man, I mean, there's nothing here that nullifies my thesis. We keep getting rejected at 100K too. Like, we're having a really hard time getting above that 100K level. I'm not saying it's guaranteed downside. No one can say that it's guaranteed downside from here. I'm saying probability wise, it looks like we're favoring more downside. I mean, look at these wicks, man. I mean, it's Wick City, right? And it's just, yeah, I mean, topping tail right there. I mean, massive volume on this wick, but can't claim the level. Massive volume on this wick, can't claim the level. Massive volume on this wick, can't claim the level, right? It's just, it's having a hard time at this trend channel. So I actually feel really good about my short now. I really do. Just going through this top-down, kind of top-down analysis. Yeah, we're down $162 and we're down $40 on SUI. But, if we go where we think we're going to go, I mean, like, we're going to get massive upside. Let's see what our stop loss and our take profit takes us. I mean, our take profit gives us $3,500 profit, man. I mean, this is an insane ROI. It's a 3x risk to reward. Yeah. I mean, and think about it. Even if we get above here, we're adding to our position right here, 101. This is our ad. That's our first ad. And then this is our second ad right here at about 102. And then this is our stop loss. So, I mean, you're adding 0.2 Bitcoin here. You're adding 0.2 Bitcoin here. So at your stop loss, 0.2 Bitcoin, if it moves 2K in the opposite direction, you're losing $400. 0.2 Bitcoin here, if it moves 1K, you're losing $200 more. So that's $600. So at the most on that trade, you're going to lose $1,600. But guess what? As soon as you get those orders, right? If you get those orders, I'm not saying I'm going to get those shorts, but if I do get that short, I'm looking at, let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit. I want to set this at 87,601.1, right? I mean, that's 141% ROI. It's another, what, $2,800 if we get that. And then our downside is literally $200. I'm good with that. Confirm that. And then this is like a swing trade too, by the way. I mean, this is not a scalp trade by any means. Okay, so that's my disclaimer. 87,601.1. My guess is probably another 2K profit at least. Yep. about $2,600, $2,700 profit. And again, $400 loss, right? So you're risking $1,600 in total to make, what did I say? $2,800 and $2,600. That's $5,400. And then on this one, if we do actually hit the targets, I mean, this could literally be like a $9,000 profitable trade when you're risking at most $7,000. I mean, this would be 115% ROI trade, right? I mean, that's insane numbers if this thing hits. Now, again, how long is it going to take this to hit that level? We don't know. But I mean, even if it takes this thing a week to hit and even if it takes 2 weeks to hit and you make $9,000 on that trade, who cares? And even if it doesn't go up to our take profit levels, but it does come down here and hit our level, which we think that it probably will. I mean, even if it takes a week to do that, you made $3,500 in a week, man. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, let's see what Micah's saying about SUI. With SUI being at all-time highs and in price discovery, how do you identify an upward price target for those of us who have been in since like $2? Dude, do I have a treat for you? There's like honestly, I probably should not give this away for free, but I'm going to give it away for free. Okay, this is also how you're going to target your all-time highs on Bitcoin. Okay, so this is going to be a master class on price discovery. So friggin' get your espresso and pay attention. I'm going to give you 13 seconds while I drink some refreshing spring water from Tuscany that has been protected for hundreds of years and owned by the Medici family back in the, I'd say like, dude, 800s, right? Aquapana water. And that's why I trade, so that I can afford to drink Aquapana water and keep my body very well hydrated. All right, so you had your 13 seconds to get your espresso. Let's do the master class on how to friggin' do price discovery, man. I love this stuff. This stuff is fun, man. This stuff is super fun to me. Thank you for asking that, Micah. I appreciate you. Seriously. Like, seriously appreciate you, bro. Boom, boom. Let's take all this stuff off. We don't need any of this stuff right now. Okay. Let's go to the daily chart. We're probably going to need a daily chart for this. I got to move my refreshing Aquapana out of the way. Hopefully we make $3,500 so I can afford to, buy some more Aquapana next week. Boom. Okay, so let's zoom very, very far out on the daily chart. Okay. All right. So this is how you're going to measure this. All right. Is this, I mean, this one's going to be kind of tough. This one's going to be kind of tough because it hasn't been out for very long. But okay, so this is what is called a Fibonacci retracement. Okay. So here's a trend-based fib extension. All right. We got to zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so I would say this is the absolute low, right? Okay. I would say that's the absolute low right in there. And this is the absolute high previously. Okay. So this is what's called a trend-based Fibonacci, okay? So we're going to measure from the absolute low to the absolute high and then to the next absolute low. So I'm going to actually just drag this here because I don't have enough chart to do this. So let me do that. Whoops. And then I got to drag it over here to this absolute low, right? Boom. Okay, so this is what's called a Fibonacci extension. And this is what's going to tell you exactly where you could be potentially going, right? So this is what told you that you needed to exit here, right? At the 2.618 fib, or at the very least, you could have exited here, okay? This is when you were buying it, back here, right? $2, whatever, right? So this is what told you this is where you take profits. Now, okay. Your next take profit level on this is going to be $7. I know that sounds wild, but it's $7. Your support is going to be $3.40. And as you can see, these levels get respected. It got respected here, 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 and it had a hard time getting through it here, but then it finally did, respected it, boom, moved upwards, right? So same thing here. You're getting rejected just like you did here, right? you're coming back down. If you get above it and you flip it to support, you're going to $7.04, right? Now, how can you also figure out where you're going from here, right? There's an opposite way that you can figure out, okay, what's the absolute high here to the absolute low here to the new all-time high, and this is where you could see it crashing out, okay? So this is going to be your support, $2.73, okay? Your your 2.618 extension is going to be $1.13. My bias is if you ever get down here $1.13, you buy the crap out of that bad boy. Seriously. Because that's going to be a massive, massive level. Now, here's where you're going to see your supports, okay? And as you can see, these have been pretty friggin' well respected, right? You have your 0.236 right here, which is the red level. You have your 0.382, which is your orange level. You have your 0.5, which just got respected, which is your green level. And then you have right here at about $4.35, which is your golden pocket level, 0.618, right? Boom, right here. And then you have $4.08 is your support. So my bias is that if you get down here to $4.08, like you're Gucci to start taking longs. That's where you could start thinking about taking longs. But then also, like, say that Bitcoin does go to like 82K, and you could be buying SUI down here at about $2.74 again after you've taken profit. So this is going to give you a pretty good indication of where you could be going by doing this trend-based Fibonacci extension. I just gave you a masterclass on exactly how you can do it, or how you can do it. So boom, there you go. Micah, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, just gave you all. He's the one that suggested it. He just gave you all something that people charge you $1,000 for inside of their trading courses. I gave it to you for free on the channel. So with that being said, let's get back to Bitcoin, baby. And guess what we're going to do now, Micah? Guess what we're going to do now? Everybody's going to love this. I probably already have these drawn, but we're going to do it anyways. We're going to do the same thing on Bitcoin. We're going to see, where's Bitcoin going, baby? Why does Drew think Bitcoin's going to 120? Why does Drew think Bitcoin's going to 150? Right? I'm going to show you. Same exact thing. Beautiful stuff. I love it. Drink a little bit of crisp, clean spring water Aquapana before we get into it. Hydrate yourself. Stimulate your mind, Craig. Stimulate your mind. All right, let's get it. All right, so here, I think I already have these drawn. Do I? Give me 1 second to see if I can find them. It's not it. Okay, we're just going to do it all over again. Let's get it. All right. Okay, so 2017, baby. Let's go to 2017. So I'm going to show you what that means with a chart that actually has data on it, right? Okay. I get it. Can I get it all in? I can. All right. Let's do it again. All-time high, right? To the absolute low. Bam. I can't get to it because my thing's here. All right, we'll try it again. So this is what's going to show you exactly where you're going in the downtrend, right? Boom. Your 1.618 is right here, right? This blue line. Your 2.618 is here, this red line. And then your 3.618 is right here. As you can see, okay, so here's a spoiler alert on this. For Bitcoin specifically, it always tops out right in the middle of this, in between the 2.618 and the 3.618. Now, obviously, it topped out. And by what I mean by top out is bottom out, right? It bottomed out here. So that's the good news for this one. So, okay. This is downtrend, downtrend fib 2017. Okay, so that's that one, right? So let's get that off of the chart. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure from the all-time low, or the absolute low after the 2017 bull run, right? And we're going to measure it to the absolute high and then the absolute low, right? So that's not it because I can't fit it all on my friggin' chart. So you just got to bear with me while I do it. But here's your absolute high, right? And then here's your absolute low. Okay? Look where this went. We're still waiting to hit the 1.618 fib. I promise you this is all going to make sense in a second, so just bear with me. That's why I'm calling for 120. Not only am I calling for 120 because that's the measurement on this cup and handle pattern, but it's also a key Fibonacci level. And Fibonacci's rule the friggin' world, man. 2017 uptrend. Okay. So now let me show you, or that would be 2020 uptrend. Okay. Let me do this. I want to make sure. Now, I promise you this is all going to make sense in a second. I think Bitcoin tops out right here at about 220. Okay, why? I'm going to show you, and I'm going to back it up with some data and some statistics, okay? Now, if we go all the way back to 2014, to the absolute low after the 2014 bull run, right? So where's that? Right here. Where's the absolute low here? Okay, so your absolute low is right here, right? So let's do that same exact thing. I'm going to just zoom in. Okay? Then we're going to zoom back out. We're going to put this here. We're going to put this here. Okay? Then we're going to drag this all the way up to where it needs to be, and then we'll drag the other one down to where it needs to be. Okay? So this is the all-time high. We'll drag this over here so that we can get it. And then this is the bear market low, right? So watch where Bitcoin went, man. This is wild shit. Like, pardon my French, but this is wild stuff, okay? It went up, had a little bit of trouble at the 1.618, got up above it, hit the 2.618, came back down, back tested that 1.618, right? Found it as support, and then guess where it came? Right into the middle of the friggin' 2.618 and 3.618 before topped out, and right back and front ran that golden pocket, baby. Literally, the golden pocket, the 0.618 level right here. It literally hit that like it wasn't nothing, okay? Dude, this stuff is so friggin' powerful. It gave you the bottom on this, right? It gave you the bottom on this. So my point is that I can take this same tool and I can find us the bottom on the other one, right? So that was all the way back from 2014. That was the 2014 uptrend. Okay. And if we look at the 2017 uptrend, it'll probably show you the friggin' bottom on it. So literal masterclass on exactly where you go in price discovery. It's a wrap. Go do it for yourself. Go check it out for yourself. It is super powerful. It will blow your friggin' mind. With that being said, I appreciate everybody for showing up. I appreciate everybody that commented in the comments section. I would also appreciate if you can give me a like on the video. Dude, I just dropped some straight knowledge, man. Give me a like on the video for that knowledge. Subscribe to the channel because we do this almost every single day where we're taking gains. Bing, bang, boom, boom. Bang on that notification bell. Comment anything that you want in the relevant sections. I appreciate you all. You're watching from Twitter. Appreciate you as well. I will see you guys in the next stream. Everybody have a good day. Peace.